makers of Jungle Oats and Black Cat Peanut Butter bring you the incredible adventures of the most amazing man of our time, Jet Jungle, and his black leopard, Jupiter. A fantastic pair who fearlessly fight evil wherever they find it. Tonight, Project Fast.
Hello, Mego friends. Welcome to another installment of Mego Museum's Vintage Mego. And this week's subject is an action figure that turned Mego collecting community on its ear in 2005 when it showed up on the Mego Museum forums. I'm, of course, talking about the South African superhero Jet Jungle, the figure we all didn't know we were missing from our collections. Let me give you a little bit of a backstory about Jet himself before we talk about the figure. Jet Jungle was the creation of actor Brian O'Shaughnessy and appeared on South Africa's Springbok radio for a 20-year run starting in the mid-1960s. It was the adventures of a globe-trotting adventurer, touted to be the fittest man in the world, and his companions Professor Spaghetti Valetti and the lovely Samantha. The series had a quality not unlike Johnny Quest or Doc Savage. It was all sponsored by Jungle Oats and Black Cat Peanut Butter, which is probably why Jet had a pet panther named Jupiter and was the fittest man in the world. The character was popular in South Africa and also appeared on Sunday Comics. There was a Jet Jungle fan club you could send away for, and there was even a Jet Jungle bike that you could get. But, however, probably the biggest get in Jet Jungle merchandise would be the action figure, which was produced in conjunction with the release of the world's greatest superheroes in South Africa. Mego was pretty prone to doing this. They would launch in a local market and also create characters that were popular regionally, such as Tex Willer for Baravelli, Zorro for Palitoy in the UK, and even Mighty Mightor for Pin in France. The big difference here is that Jet is actually part of the world's greatest superhero collection. He has a world's greatest superhero box. The main distinction is his is in Afrikaans, the dialogue spoken there, and it has a picture of Jungle Oats on the side, so they obviously are the owners of Jet Jungle, I'm assuming? We're not entirely sure who the distributor in South Africa was. There's no markings on the box, but obviously they had a little bit of play with Mego to create this extra character. The figure itself is, of course, another use of the very popular Bruce Wayne head sculpt, which was being used in 1974 not only as Batman, but of Bruce Wayne, and for Tex Willer in Italy, and Baravelli even showcased him as Action Jackson in an ad, but no one's ever found one of those. Mego really got their mileage out of this tooling. However, it is a pretty good-looking Jet Jungle figure. It's pretty accurate to the depiction on the box, so good job. His outfit is very similar to the Action Jackson secret agent or signal spy outfit. There is one major distinction, is that most Jet Jungles I've ever seen have had flared bell-bottom trousers, as opposed to the Action Jackson secret agent pants, which are somewhat tapered to the leg. Now, prior to 2005, there was a collector who had a loose naked Jet, and always conjectured what it was, and nobody knew because we'd never heard of this character. But in 2005, a woman by the name of Jane, who purchased 3 boxed Mego superheroes at a car boot sale in the UK, all of them bearing a certain price tag from a South African chain, came to me and asked me what a boxed Jet Jungle, Robin, and Batman were worth. And I remember asking her, well, I don't know what a Jet Jungle is. And she sent me the photos, and I can honestly remember these were the days where the internet wasn't as fast. That photo scrolling down and me going, what is this? Almost immediately, people were trying to offer to buy it, and I believe she did sell it for a handsome sum. And then Jet Jungles started to kind of slowly appear on the market. I remember putting ads in South African newspapers hoping to find them. There are about a dozen or so around, perhaps more. I don't remember if there's ever been another boxed example. I think there's only the one floating around. In around 2007, Classic TV Toys did produce a reproduction Jet. It did not have a box. It was not an official licensed figure. I think it was sold under the name JJ. It was a fairly decent reproduction of the character, although it's very easy to spot it. It was a nice fix for Mego collectors who really don't want to spend the money, and there is more demand for a Jet Jungle figure than there is supply. We're not 100% sure how many Mego figures were released into South Africa, but we can safely ascertain the first wave of 74 World's Greatest Superheroes did make it there. More interesting bits of trivia is current Mego Corporation president Joel Rosenzweig, who is pictured here with Marty Abrams, grew up in South Africa and has mentioned having a Jet Jungle action figure as a kid. Discovering something like Jet Jungle, 30 years later, finding out there's an extra superhero no one's ever heard of, that's one of the things that I think has really kept me at the Mego Museum for over 20 years, just waiting to see what else pops up. I'm fascinated by it, and Jet just exemplifies how cool some of this stuff really is. What was your favorite Mego discovery over the last 20 years? I'd love to know it in the comments below. You can hit me up at the forums at megomuseum.com, and we have a bustling Facebook group called Mego Mania where we'd love to talk to you. Thank you as always for watching. If you're new to this, I hope you'll consider hitting like and subscribe. I talk vintage Mego every week. Until next time, take care, have fun, and stay safe, people.